Hey everyone, Lauren Jones here. I am an estate planning business law attorney coming to you from California. And I am here to talk about what statement of information are for businesses. So what is a statement of information and why do I have to file it? And who do I file it with, right? So a statement of information is kind of some information that you give the Secretary of State. They request for it, and it comes only when you have a corporation or an LLC. And even if you have an S corporation, if you've seen me talk about this in other videos, S corporations are a tax election. So the entity is actually a C corporation or an LLC. So in any of those entities, you have to file what's called a statement of information, and you have to file your initial statement of information within 90 days of you actually getting your business with the Secretary of State. And this actually applies for nonprofits just the same. Nonprofits are typically C corporations that elect to be get their tax election as a nonprofit. So they have to file as well. And it tells the Secretary of State things like who are your officers, who are your directors, where your agents of service of process is supposed to be, so that if a lawsuit is served upon you, where do they serve it? Things like that. So it gives them the basic information. Where your principal place of business is really important. We want to know where you are. So you have to file your initial statement information within 90 days. And typically we do that pretty quickly. And then you actually have to file it periodically. So for a C corporation, you have to file it annually. So every year you pay a little bit of money to the Secretary of State and you file it. And they have this great online system now that makes it really easy. And then if you're a nonprofit or you're an LLC, you file every 2 years. So you might be on an even year schedule or an odd year schedule, and you have to file. So it's pretty straightforward to do. Obviously, I do it for some of my clients all the time, but so many of my clients do it themselves. So it's pretty straightforward to do. You typically get reminder notices, and your filing timeline is actually about 6 months prior to the last day of the month to which you filed your entity. So that sounds a little confusing, but essentially speaking, like if I filed for, let's say, a corporation in October, I would have 6 months prior to October 31st to actually file that statement information. So I have that whole 6 months prior. So I have the month that I filed to the end of that month, and then 6 months prior to actually file that statement information. So you typically get reminder notices, maybe a postcard that you may have thrown away. Don't throw it away. Don't throw away your postcards. And then sometimes they sit on your desk for a long time and we forget about them, but you definitely should. And if you don't file your statement of information, there can be penalties. And so you definitely do not want to let that sit. You don't want to pay penalties. You don't want to get suspended with the Franchise Tax Board. It's just not a great thing to do. Obviously we can help fix some of those things. We can help you file your statement information. We can do all of that, but I just want to make sure you know what that is. And it seems silly, but it's not. Okay, so it's important. It's not, it's not something to just let go. So definitely take care of your statement information. If you have any questions about statements of information or any other business questions, feel free to give our office a call and we will work with you on those issues. Thank you so much.